guys, welcome back to the channel, and for this video I'm so excited to make this one because this it's for Halloween, and I love Halloween. That's one of my favorite holidays of the year, and I wanted to do this. Came to me kind of late, so I'm sorry about that. I wish I had thought about this way ahead of time, but I was kind of like, once I thought about it and then I did it, and then I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I try to get it done as fast as I can. But yeah, anyway, so this video is going to be 5 Halloween snack ideas that I looked up and tried, and they're really good. And I wanted to share it with you guys. And actually what I like about this is you can actually use these treats as, snacks for maybe a Halloween party that you're hosting. You can actually give them out as, extra treats to the trick-or-treaters. Or if you're like me, you can just hog it and keep it for yourself and, get fat off of that. But, which I don't recommend, but if you want to, that's fine. But yeah, what I really like about these snacks, they don't take that much time. They're really quick to make, and they're really simple, which I like. I am not the best of cooks, so I wanted something simple and fast, but also delicious that you can make and wouldn't be a waste. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this video, so let's get cooking. Okay guys, the first recipe we're going to be doing is a vegan witch finger cookies, and for this you're going to need some honey, coconut oil, but I substituted some canola oil because I didn't have any coconut oil, some vanilla extract, almond extract, coconut flour, salt, sliced almonds, and strawberries to act as the blood under the fingernails. Okay guys, so the first step is to take a large mixing bowl and mix together 1/4 cup of honey, and really try and make sure to get all that honey out. I know that's going to be a little hard, as you can see. And also add a 1/2 cup of coconut oil, and really beat together the honey and the coconut oil until they're smooth and creamy. Then you're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract and mix that together. And also you're going to put in 1 cup of coconut flour, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And really mix all of that dough together until until a wet dough forms from that. And then you want to take that dough and scrape the dough onto a large piece of saran wrap. And I apologize, I didn't record me doing this. But so you're going to take that dough and place it on a large piece of saran wrap and wrap it into a flat, thin disc. And then you're going to place that in the refrigerator and just let that let that sit in there until it's firm and rollable. So about 25 to 30 minutes you want it to sit in there. And then while the dough is chilling, you want to mix together in a small saucepan 3/4 cup of chopped frozen strawberries that are chopped with 2 tablespoons of honey. And you combine both of those and bring to a boil over medium heat. And you're going to cook the berries and make sure you're stirring frequently until it becomes very thick and smooth, like you see there. So about 13 to 14 minutes you want to do that. And like I said, just make sure you keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. And then once that's nice and smooth, you're going to transfer that to a bowl, and with a fork you're going to smash it a little bit more to get it just a little bit more smoother. And once that's done, you're going to transfer that berry mixture to the refrigerator and just let it cool for a little bit. Now we're going to get the dough and roll those into about 1 tablespoon size balls and take those and roll, make 4-inch long finger shapes that are about 1/2 inch thick. And take an almond and press it into the tip of the finger to make the finger nails. And then you're going to take a sharp knife, make several horizontal shallow cuts just under the fingernail, and then in the center of each finger to represent knuckles. And then lightly press in the dough on either sides of the knuckles to shape them. Make as many of these as you can, and then on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, put it back in the refrigerator for 10 minutes. And then you're going to take it out and put it in the oven that you set for 325 degrees and let that cook for about 12 to 13 minutes until golden brown, like you see here. Oh man, they're pretty cool. Then you're going to take the jam that has cooled and stick each finger in there, really get in there, and line each of the tips with the mixed berry, because you want this to look like a bloody look bloody under the fingernail. Looks good. Now you're going to take the sliced almonds and place it on those fingernail indentations. And that's it. Looks pretty awesome, and they are going to make really great snacks if you decide to use them as a party snack idea. And I think I'm going to take one and try it out. See how it tastes. Yep, it was really good. It was an acquired taste, but for the most part, I liked it. Okay guys, next Halloween recipe we're going to be making is graveyard dirt cups. And for this, you need about 2 packages of chocolate pudding mix, instant chocolate pudding mix, 3½ cups milk, and yeah, I got some more milk. No. 1/2 cup butter, softened. I'm using unsalted butter. 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8-ounce container of frozen whipped topping, and 1 pound of family-size chocolate cream-filled cookies. Also, edible tombstones and bones, which unfortunately I wasn't able to find. Okay guys, first step you're going to do is going to take a large mixing bowl and mix together the 2 packages of instant chocolate pudding mix with the 3½ cups of milk. And you know, as I was doing this, I realized that I didn't have to go to the trouble of making the pudding. I could have just bought, already made pudding, but it didn't come to me till after this. So yeah, I guess if you have your own pudding mix that's delicious, you can, use that as well as in this. But I went the hard way of doing this, so it wasn't that bad. It didn't take me that long. And like I was saying at the end of this, I didn't realize that I realized I didn't have the tombstone and the bones that are edible that you could decorate on top, and I was really angry that I couldn't find anything, so it just looks like, pudding. It didn't have that decorative Halloween feeling to it. But anyways, so you're going to mix those 2 ingredients together until you get something, till the mixture smooths out. And then you're going to take 8 ounces of that frozen whipped topping and add that to the pudding. Add that to the pudding mix as well. And just mix that in until it's all brown again. Then you're going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese and a half cup of the soft butter to the mix. And then you're going to take the cream-filled cookies, smash them up. You can use a food processor if you want. Just make sure they're finely smashed. Well, not finely, but a little smash. And then just layer it. So you got the cookie crumbs and then the pudding mix. And then just keep doing that until it's almost full. If you were going to serve this, I would get the plastic serving cups instead. But for this purpose, I just wanted to do 1 cup to show you. And like I said, I didn't have the edible tombstones and the bones, which would have really brought this all together. So I really recommend it. If you can find them, definitely use them. They're gonna make this pop a little bit more, look a little bit more festive and interesting, in my opinion. And that's pretty much it, and that's ready to be eaten. It actually came out really good. I really liked it. But I think next time I'm just going to use the already made pudding mix instead of making this myself. Okay guys, last Halloween recipe I got for you are these pumpkin cheesecake truffle mummies, no bake. So what you're going to need is 1.5 cups ginger snap cookies, a 1/4 cup of canned pumpkin puree, one-third cup graham crackers that you have to crumble, 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I'm using a salt substitute for this. And 3 ounces of cream cheese softened, along with 1/2 cup of white chocolate chips. And try and stop yourself from trying to eat all that. I know I did. And lastly, you just need some red. Well, the recipe calls for red food coloring, but I use this red decorating gel instead. I just thought it'd be a little bit more easier than actually just going and creating the food coloring. It's just easy to, I don't know, I just find it more easy to use than just doing the food coloring. That's just me. Okay guys, so you're going to mix together the ginger snap cookies and the graham crackers, and make sure you crush that. You can actually use a food processor for that if you can, or smash it by hand if you want. You're going to add the salt. Remember, that's 1/8 teaspoon salt. The pumpkin puree, which is a 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree, and then 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then 3 ounces of that cream cheese. And just make sure the cream cheese is softened, and you're going to mix that all together. Maybe take a couple minutes to get that mixture nice and smooth. And then you're going to melt 1/2 cup worth of white chocolate chips and add that to the mix. And just really mix that in until the chocolate chip is mixed in with the rest of it. And then you're going to cover and chill the dough until it's hard enough to roll into balls about. So about an hour in the fridge, or 30 minutes in the freezer. And when it's cold enough, you're going to take the dough and roll a mixture into about 12 to 14 balls, if you can. It depends really on how big you want to make them. And then, so you're going to roll that, and then you're going to place, well, I didn't really place a toothpick in each of the balls, but it recommends to do that. So I didn't really, I left it in the refrigerator for about an hour or so, and it was, the dough was kind of hard, but it was really sticking to me, so it was really kind of hard to roll those into balls. So what I found that helped was to take some, like, I took some olive oil and just rubbed that all over my hands, and then started rolling the dough into balls that way. And I found that that really worked to help not have the dough stick to my hands as much. So once you roll the balls, you're going to take and dip them into the white chocolate chip mixture, that you melted until it's thoroughly covered in the mix. And then you're going to take your red food coloring or your red decorating gel, and you're going to make dots, 2 dots on each of the balls, so they resemble eyes. And then I found taking the melted mixture and putting it into like a Ziploc bag and making a tiny cut in the corner, you can use that to make the zigzags on the balls to resemble, like, you know, a mummy, hence the name. So I found that really helped, and I was able to, on some of them, I was able to get that mummy effect. And then you're going to place it back into the refrigerator to chill for 3 to 5 minutes until the chocolate hardens, and then it's ready to consume. These ones were actually my favorite. They tasted so good, and they came out really well. I know that they could come out looking like a little bit more like a mummy look to it, but for the most part, it came out pretty well, so I'm happy with it. Gave it to my parents, and they really seem to love it. So, alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and try it out for yourselves and see if you like it, and let me know, how it turned out for you. But for the most part, I really enjoyed making the video. I really enjoyed eating most of the food too, so that was a lot of fun, and I just can't wait for tomorrow. I probably might give the extras to maybe my coworkers or any trick-or-treaters that come by, although I have to say probably not, because my neighborhood doesn't really get that much kids in it. They're mostly older, so they're off doing other stuff. So honestly, I probably might just have a lot of leftovers, but that's okay. You can just space them out and eat them whenever. But yeah, hope you guys, like I said, hope you guys liked the video, and as always, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of any new videos I come out with. And a happy Halloween to you all, and be safe out there. There's a lot of weirdos out there. So, but as for me, I'm going to be staying in and pigging out and watching horror movies, which is what I usually like to do. So until next video, I'll see you guys later.